At Villwood, we're really proud of our sustainable credentials. Our project Aquarivo, we believe, was Australia's leading urban development with massive savings in water and energy, recycling. It was just a groundbreaking project with South East Water. And now we're really proud to have Delaray in the mix for the National Awards.
The Delaray wetland is a very large wetland, and it's part of a series of wetlands that have been built along the Clyde Creek. The function of a wetland in the context of a housing estate like Delaray is that it captures and filters stormwater. The wetlands act like a big kidney. They slow down the water, they filter it, they drop out sediment, and they take out potentially harmful nutrients like fertilisers and so on, before that then enters natural waterways, and in this case, Western Port Bay. The Delaray wetland was built and planted at a time where there was a change in Melbourne Water's guidelines for constructed wetlands. Melbourne Water found that there were some issues with the old designs where the wetlands were being built too deep, and that meant that a lot of plants were dropping out over time, and they also had too much open water, which wasn't really creating that desired filtering function. So Melbourne Water revised their wetland guidelines and made the wetland planting benches a bit more shallow, which is a bit more favourable to plant growth. And also they changed the formats of aquatic plants. The theory was that this would help them achieve really good plant coverage across the planting benches.
Part of the process with the Melbourne Water and Council approvals, we were quite diligent in our selection of planting. Within the aquatic section, there were 100,000 plants installed, and within the terrestrial section of the works, there was 30,000 plants installed. So all up, we had 130,000 approved plants installed within the wetland. So everything's native, everything's endemic, it's all local.
Some of the innovation included the way that the flow paths through the wetland were designed. There were cells on either side of the wetland where the water would enter and then almost run in the opposite direction to the main channel, and then it would have to work its way around peninsulas and then back into the main water body. And the effect of that was that the water had to travel several hundred metres longer within the same footprint while being treated by dense plantings which acted as a filter.
As part of the design process, Villwood was really supportive of changes to the design from the original PSP. They were quite keen to provide a curved boardwalk at additional cost, but it provided the community an evolving view of the landscape and an immersive feeling within the landscape.
In terms of its function in treating urban stormwater pollution, the Delaray wetland is very clearly doing a terrific job. You can see that from aerial photos when you see sediment-rich water coming in one end, and then you see a real change in colour as the water pushes through those planted filters. According to the software that was used to design the wetland, it needed to achieve 80% coverage of plants across the filter zones. It's achieved around 100% coverage, so it's exceeding best practice, and very clearly it's meeting and exceeding its requirements or its function for stormwater pollution reduction.
Delaray is a hub of sustainability. If you combine our club, our sponsorship of local groups through the Villwood Foundation, what we've done with the wetlands there, actually seeing the community and actually see how they interact with each other is one of the best examples of a community in South East suburbs.